Started. I would like to introduce you to Anna Jones, our summer intern here with Live Well OU. You may have seen her at some of our quarterly incentive pickups. She is a senior in health and exercise science at the University of Oklahoma, and she's here to help us explore our wellness journey and kind of teach us about that. Anna, I'm going to go ahead and give it away to you and let you get started. And thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you, Kaylee. As Kaylee said, hi, I'm Anna. I'm senior at OU, majoring in health and exercise science, and I am so excited to talk to you all about wellness today. It's made talking about wellness and just learning more about wellness in general has made such a big impact on my own life. I think it's a really fun topic, and I love hearing about other people's wellness journey and just encouraging other people to develop their own healthy lifestyles. So, again, thank you all for making time in your day today to attend this presentation. I hope it is helpful and that you learn some things about yourself on the way. So, let's get started. Let's go to the next slide. Um, okay, so the purpose of this workshop is going to get you thinking about how you can pursue your best healthy lifestyle. It's going to be very interactive, so definitely have a paper and pencil ready or a blank document open on your computer where you can write. We're going to be doing some reflection activities and setting some goals. And yes, feel free to use the chat or ask any questions during these reflection activities. There will also be time for anyone to ask any questions, so please do that. So let's get started. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, so first, what do I mean when I say wellness? The term wellness can have a bunch of different meanings. But the Global Wellness Institute defines wellness as the active pursuit of activities, choices, and lifestyles that lead to a state of holistic health. And I love this definition because it mentions the active pursuit of activities. Because the whole concept of wellness is just being content and happy with the healthy lifestyle that you want to live. And there's never really a peak where we reach that state because our life is always changing. We're always going through new experiences, moving into different stages of life. So I love this idea of wellness being an active pursuit. We're actively going after the healthy lifestyle that we're wanting. And holistic health is just meaning pertaining to all of your life. So wellness is not just diet and exercise like we can often think about it. It encapsulates all of our life. And one way that is helpful to demonstrate this is the 8 dimensions of health, which if you're familiar with Live Well at all, you know that that is something that we use, but that these are just different categories that make up our lives. We are complex people with complex lives, so our wellness is complex as well. And so that can pertain to physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, environmental, intellectual, financial, and social wellness. And then this is just, again, a really helpful tool to categorize wellness. So wellness can also look different ways. We can go to the next slide. So wellness is relaxing. It's fun. It's making time for yourself. It can be going on a beach vacation. It can be going and getting your nails done. It can be going and getting a coffee with a friend or going outside to stretch or go on a walk. It can be super fun and relaxing and just life-giving to us. And that is a wonderful side of wellness. But because wellness is a reflection of our entire lives, wellness can also be a little bit more challenging and a little less pleasing to the eye. So let's go to the next slide. So wellness can also look like this. You could be like me and sign yourself up for a half marathon because you enjoy running and want to do that for your body. But then you get to this point at mile 8, and all of a sudden it's not so fun and relaxing and hunky-dory anymore. But wellness and pursuing the healthy lifestyle you want can be time consuming. You can have to plan a lot to be able to do the activities you want to partake in, or plan financially for things like meal prepping, or making time to go to the doctor's office to deal with a condition you may have. These are all different parts of wellness. And as we'll talk about in a minute, wellness is all about adaptability and being to navigate both the fun and relaxing parts of life, and then also the harder, challenging parts of life too. So let's go to the next slide. So why is wellness important? Oh, someone's... Yeah. Yes, I totally agree, Jennifer. It's really good for us to see both parts of that wellness, because it's more realistic, and it makes it seem like wellness is within your reach when you get to see both sides, which is the whole point. So why is wellness important? So living a healthy lifestyle is not about achieving perfection at all times, consistently meeting goals, or constantly feeling content with oneself. Rather, it's about learning to stay rooted wherever you are and navigating through all the seasons of life. And this is really important because we all go through seasons of wellness. There are times in your life when you're reaching your goals, you're really happy about how you're doing, you're feeling good about the lifestyle that you're living. And those are awesome times, and we should champion those times. But there's also times where you're not where you want to be. You're discouraged, or you're overwhelmed with life. And I just want it to be the one to tell you that both of these seasons are normal. Both of these are normal. And it's just all a part of wellness, and it's okay if you're in a harder spot. A helpful way to think about it is thinking about a plant. So a plant stays rooted in the ground throughout all the seasons, but it adapts to each of its seasons so it can grow and thrive the way it can. And so that's just a picture for what we can strive, what we can actively pursue, like that definition said, to adapt to all these seasons of wellness and to just thrive throughout our life. So that's kind of an overview of what wellness is, but a really important thing about it as well is you know your life and your wellness journey better than anyone else does. So I could get on here and tell you about the newest research and the newest studies showing about, oh, this is the best diet plan for you. This is the best exercise plan for you. This is the best whatever. And I can say all those things, and you can start implementing those things into your life, but that doesn't mean that those are the things that are necessarily going to help you in your life. So you must think about and you must reflect on your values and on your life to determine what is the healthy lifestyle that is best for you. And so starting with that and thinking about your own life and thinking about your own wellness, let's go to the next slide. When we are exploring our wellness, we have to start with a foundation, and that is our values. So our values are what get us up in the morning. They are what get us through hard times. They guide us and they motivate us to make good, healthy decisions and to move us through life. And so a few examples from my life is family. Family is a really big just value for me, family, and just relationships in general. I believe that maintaining close, healthy relationships is really important for me, whether that's friends, family, my social family, like my church family, or classmates. All of those types of things are very important to me, and I spend a lot of time and energy and effort maintaining those relationships. And then that second picture, that's me and my sister at the end of the marathon. So it did get better. The mile 13.1 was a lot better than mile 8. But fitness is also a huge thing that I value, and being able to take care of my body and have a healthy perspective towards my body so that I can take care of myself and others. When I'm 85, I still want to be taking a walk around the block and getting around. And so to take care of 85-year-old me, I have chosen to take care of myself now. And then that last one is I love to travel. I love learning about different cultures, going different places. learning about other people's perspectives on life, as well as discovering my own. And of course, seeing the beautiful world and seeing cool waterfalls is definitely a plus. So that's a little bit about me. But now let's think about your life and your values. So let's go to the next slide. And so now's the time to get out that piece of paper or open that computer document. And I want us to take a moment to write down at least 3 of your personal values. You can use these questions as a guide. What's important to you? What's something that gives you life? What relationships are important to you? And again, they can fall into any of those categories. This isn't just diet and exercise. It can be any category of your life. So we're going to take a minute to do that, and I'll call us back when we're ready to move on. Okay, we're going to keep going, but I don't want this to be a rushed process. If you guys want to take more time to write down more or brainstorm and reflect even more, please put a star by it and come back to it later, because like we said earlier, your wellness is determined by you and your life and what matters to you. So you definitely want to know what you value. So let's move on to this next part. This next slide. Okay, so now that we've thought about our values, identified what's important to us, we're going to create what's called a wellness statement. And a wellness statement is simply defining what you envision your best healthy lifestyle to look like. It's not idealistic. It's not, well, in a perfect world, my life would be like blank. It's not like that. It's just simply verbalizing what activities and habits you would be participating in, and what your healthy lifestyle would look like. And there's 3 parts to that. So activities is the first one. So think about when you're living like you want to, what kind of activities are you involved in? How are you spending your time and your energy? What would your day-to-day life look like? What are you prioritizing with your time? Then that second one is emotions. How would you feel while you were doing those activities? Would they make you feel happy, peaceful, energized, content, excited? What about those activities? How do they make you feel? And keep that emotional engine going. And then tying all of that back to values. So these activities you've come up with, how would achieving the things you're listing in this statement reflect your values that you wrote previously? So if you're wanting to spend more, if family was a big value to you, maybe doing an activity that helps you spend time with them is a way that it would connect back to your values. So that's kind of the structure of a wellness statement. And again, it can include as many things or as little things. It's just really when you close your eyes and you envision yourself as living your best healthy lifestyle, what does that look like to you? So let's go to the next slide. So now we're going to take a few minutes to create your own wellness statement. And one really, really important thing about wellness statements too is we are going to use action words when we're writing them down. So you can see that phrase at the bottom, I am my best self when I am blank. It's not, oh, I would be my best self if I would be doing this. Like, no, let's use an assertive phrase for this and act like we're actually doing it, because you are fully capable of making whatever changes you want in your life to achieve the healthy lifestyle you want to. So let's go ahead and start using that language now. So we're going to take a few minutes to do this one as well, but I want you to paint a picture of who you would be if you're at the peak of your wellness by completing this action statement with at least 3 things that exemplify your most well self. So those are those activities, how you're feeling, and how that's connecting back to your values. So we're going to take a little bit longer to do this one, just so you guys have plenty of time to just reflect and think, and just write down some ideas. So I'll call us back when we're ready to move on. Okay. And again, if anyone has any questions that they want to ask, please drop it in the chat. But we're gonna keep on going. So let's go to the next slide. Okay, so we've identified our values, we've created a wellness statement. Now it's time to put some action to it and set some goals. So we're going to use for goal setting a type of goal structure called SMART goals. You might have heard of it before, but SMART is just an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, relational, and timely. And SMART goals are really, really helpful in helping us clearly define our goals so that we can track progress more effectively. Because if you set a goal like, oh, I want to be healthier, that's a great goal, but how do you know if you're actually making progress towards that? What are you going to do to make yourself healthier? And then at the end of the time that you want to be healthier, how do you look back and determine if you've actually gotten healthier or not? It's just kind of a vague term. So SMART goals really helps us break it down and be able to see if we actually achieved our goal. So an example could be, in 3 months, I want to be healthier by eating 3 servings of veggies every day. Now that is a lot easier to see how you're doing, to measure it on a day-by-day basis, to put a timeline on it. Okay, at the end of 3 months, you can look back and say, okay, did I eat 3 servings of fruit and veggies every day? So again, it's just a really helpful way to do that. And I'm going to just run through it really quickly just to kind of clarify each step. So starting with specific, what exactly are you wanting to achieve? What activity or practice are you going to start doing? Whether that's journaling, you want to start lifting weights, completing a 5K, whatever that may be. And then measurable, how will you measure this activity? How often are you going to be doing something? How long are you going to be doing that activity? If it's like servings of veggies, how many servings of veggies are you going to eat? And this really makes you think about it too. Be like, oh, okay, well, I want to run a 5K, but oh, I didn't think about that. Now I have to actually run and train during the week. So um, having that measurability is really helpful, especially as you're tracking your progress too. And then thinking about achievable is the next one. So ask yourself, is your goal realistic right now? Think about your daily schedule, any health conditions you may have. Think about if this is going to take some financial planning or investing in something. But notice I didn't say easy. So notice it says realistic and not easy. We don't want to set goals that are too easy for ourselves just to be able to whip it out. But when we're working towards making an improvement in our wellness, that's probably going to be challenging, which is a good thing. So challenge yourself, but make it achievable. Um, and then next one is relational, and we're going to talk more in depth about that in a little bit, but this is just thinking about people who will encourage you towards making this improvement in your wellness. And then the last one is timely. So when do you want to achieve this goal? A lot of times for adequately like challenging goals, 3 months is actually a really good time span. But again, this is your goal, your wellness. Set set a timeline that is most realistic for the goal that you're working towards. But if your goal can be fully achieved tomorrow, you may want to make it a little more challenging, so you can make more improvement on that in the long term. So that's kind of the structure of SMART goals. So let's move on to the next slide. So now we're gonna using that wellness statement that you all just wrote down, we're going to create 2 goals. So step 1, I want you to pick one part of your wellness statement that you just wrote that you are confident to set a goal for right now. And then step 2, you're going to set a SMART goal pertaining to this part of your wellness statement that you want to achieve in the next 3 months. So I already have your timeline taken care of for you. 3 months, what do you want to be able to achieve in that timeline? And then step 3, you're going to ask yourself, what can I be doing this week to make progress toward that 3-month goal? So if your 3-month goal is to run a 5K, maybe this week you want to find a running plan to be able to run a 5K in 3 months. And so then you're going to set another SMART goal for yourself this week. So take a look at your wellness statement, do these activities. The acronym is at the bottom again, just in case you missed it. And we're going to take a little bit more time for this one just because we're setting 2 goals. And I know the waiting period can seem a little long, but I really want you guys to just slow down and take this time to intentionally think about a goal that you're making. So again, if you have any questions, pop them in the chat, but let's do this activity and I'll call us back when we're ready to move on. Okay. I love what y'all are saying in the chat right now. And I'm glad this is a little easier than you might have thought. It's really fun once you have a structure of kind of making the goals that you've always thought about achieving or the things you've always wanted to do in life, like actually making it a reality and sitting down and thinking about that. So that's awesome. And then yeah. Change definitely causes discomfort, but nothing that is valuable in life is easy. So I love that. You guys are awesome. Okay. Again, if you're not completely done with this one, make a star by it and come back to it later. Um, yes, love it. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Okay, so this next part taps into the relational aspect of our SMART goals. And it's about inviting others into our life and sharing our goals and encouraging other people in their goals. And this is so important. I could do a whole nother talk and workshop about this. I love talking about this. But we are not meant to do life alone. We are meant to do it alongside other people, have other people helping us, and then us being able to help other people. And research shows that maintaining healthy relationships, healthy, close relationship with people throughout your life is one of the best, if not the best thing we can do for our health. People live longer, they live happier, and they live healthier lives when you have healthy, close relationships around you. And isn't that just so awesome how we can just be of such benefit to other people just by having good, close relationships with them? And so this doesn't mean that you have to have 100 best friends. This just means that it's really important to have a few really close relationships with people where you are comfortable talking about hard things with. And the way that this ties into all this goal setting and making changes to your wellness with whoever is helping keep you accountable, you need to be able to talk about your hardships, your challenges, and your successes with people. You need to have people that are encouraging you and see the benefit of this goal that you're making, and the way it's going to help your wellness journey. So you need to feel comfortable with people to discuss all of this stuff with. So a few questions you can ask yourself is, who are the people in your community? Who are those close people around you? How are you doing life with others? How are you regularly interacting with them and getting insight into how their life is going right now, and be able to share how your life is right now. And then a little side note too, but looking kind of further in, or like zooming out on the context of this whole thing, is how can you reach out to others who need community too? Who can you be that accountability person too that helps push them towards their wellness goals? So all kinds of important stuff. Um, yeah, people are important in your life. So let's go to the next slide. So thinking about your own life, I want you to list 3 people you can ask to encourage you towards the goal that you just wrote, the 2 goals, the 3-month goal and the weekly goal you set for this week. List who those people are and how they can encourage you. It's great if you're like, oh, Bobby can help me with this. Okay, great. How is Bobby going to help you with this? Is Bobby going to send you an encouraging text message? Are you going to go meet up with Bobby for coffee and talk about how your goal is going? So write about who you can ask and then how they are going to encourage you towards meeting your goal. Let me look. Yes, yeah. Um, Definitely like working remotely and kind of this, lack of a better term, but post-COVID society we live in, it can be really hard to connect with people on an intentional, deep level. And social media and videos like this is a tool, but it shouldn't be our primary tool either. So that definitely makes things challenging. So I understand that, but yeah, I think we can all just understand how important it is to be in regular community with other people and find ways to do that. So that's awesome. That's awesome that you're being intentional about that, or about just wanting that too. So, okay, we'll have a few minutes for this. Oh, that's awesome. That is so fun. I want to come with you. Yeah, just doing these extra activities is so awesome. And yeah, this doesn't just these close relationships, they like, don't have to be just with your family too. You can be involved in a club like that, or maybe like a church community, or just someone that shares your same hobbies and same interests, or your colleague at work. Um, so awesome. Yeah, yeah, so fun. Awesome. Okay, let's keep on going. Let's go to the next slide. Love it. Now I want to go play bingo. Okay, so we have identified our values, we've got a wellness statement, and we've got goals now. We've got someone in mind to help keep us accountable and keep us going. So now we get to work on our goal, work on whatever goal it is. And we got to track our progress while we're doing that too. So, um, yeah. Um, so thinking about how we track our progress with these goals, it's really important to remember that it's progress over perfection, that it's so much more important to think about that adaptability and be adaptable and continually working, actively pursuing your goal rather than hitting it perfectly every time. Remember, wellness and living a healthy lifestyle is not about consistently nailing all of your goals, for killing it in the gym or always drinking enough water every day. Like, yes, that would be amazing. And it's great when you're doing well, but that's not like the whole story. And so rather than being discouraged about not doing something perfectly, we can be encouraged because we made a 1% increase in success than we did the past week. So always, always, always important to think about our progress more than pursuing perfection. So let's go to the next slide. Um, and then feel free to take a picture of this. I believe this video will be available for you guys after this is over, so you can look at this as well. But after each week has ended, take time to reflect over these questions. So when next Wednesday rolls around, whip these questions out and look through them. What percent of success would you give yourself for the previous week? What went well? What didn't go well? Evaluate how you're doing. Um, yeah, if you identify things that have been working well, keep doing those things. And if you did not accomplish something 100%, evaluate why. Think about why that was hard and brainstorm how you can achieve it better next week. Talk to your accountability person and be like, hey, I really struggled with this part of my goal this week, and I'm struggling to come up with ideas on how to make it better. Can you help? What insight can you provide? And then determine what are you going to do differently in that upcoming week to overcome whatever challenges you face. Um, and again, all of this adaptability is super important to just keep moving forward and not throw in the towel as soon as you encounter a challenge, because you're going to encounter challenges and that's okay. It's just part of life. Um, let's see here. Yes, meeting new friends as well as keeping with the old ones is awesome. Just like valuing each stage of life. That's awesome. Yes. Yes. Yeah, major life changes are super hard. Um, and being adaptable to them is super important and awesome to keep going forward. Awesome. Oh, I love all these things. So fun. Okay. So just to do a little recap over this, what we've covered so far. So we've identified the values that we've had. We've created a wellness statement. We've set your SMART goals for this week and your 3-month goal. You've identified someone or 3 people to help you with this goal, and be sure to reach out to them after this presentation. They can encourage you if they don't know that you're doing this. And then you've learned how to track your progress, to reflect over these past weeks and be able to keep moving forward as you're getting closer and closer to making this awesome change in your life. And yes, you just remember that you can do this. You can make the change that you want to see in your healthy lifestyle. These goals are not so out of reach that they are unattainable for you. And I hope that the structure of going through these steps and kind of getting specific for what exactly you want to achieve in life has been helpful and brings some clarity to how to go about this process. And so again, all of this structure, this step-by-step stuff, it's actually inspired by something called health and wellness coaching or lifestyle coaching. And it's just, providing some structure to help you get to where you want to be in life and whatever you're working towards. And again, you can do this on your own, to do practice like we just did, but if you're interested in being coached by a health and wellness coach, OU does have some opportunities for you. So this coming fall, there's going to be a health and wellness coach in training available for OU employees. It is free. And some more direct contact info and some more details will be sent out in a newsletter, and a Live Well newsletter, either in August or September. So just keep an eye on your inboxes for that. The only thing with this opportunity is it's limited capacity. The student can only take 5 people, so it may run out pretty quickly. But definitely look into that if you're interested. Also, Magellan Health offers lifestyle coaching for OU employees. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe you have to be on Cigna insurance to be eligible for the Magellan Health. Is that right?
So Magellan Health is our employee assistance program vendor, and it is available to all OU employees and your household members. And you do not have to be on the OU Cigna insurance in order to utilize the EAP, the Employee Assistance Program services. And lifestyle coaching can encompass wellness goals, professional goals, whatever you are working towards that you might need help achieving. Thank you, Anna.
Yeah, thank you. And there's some more information on the slide there if you want to get contacted with that. If you have any additional questions, please email me. I obviously love talking about this type of stuff and would love to help you out. My email is anna.g.jones@ou.edu. And then you can also contact Miss Donna Tallbear. She's a professor in the Department of Health and Exercise Science in the Norman campus. And she has a lot of experience with and familiarity with coaching, and would be able to get you some additional resources if you're not able to utilize either of these 2 opportunities. So yes, thank you all again for making time for today. I really hope this was helpful for you all, and I just encourage you to make the change you want to see in your wellness, and you can do it. So if you have any questions, I think we still have a few minutes left. I'm happy to answer anything. Okay, awesome. Additional opportunities. Yeah, health and wellness coaching is, I had never heard it before about a year ago, but now that I had been looking into it, it's actually pretty common, and there's a lot of different ways that you can access it. So there are definitely lots of opportunities out there if you want to take advantage of that.